Let's get you the details because dramatic turn of events that happened at the Bengaluru airport last night beyond midnight as we got you the live pictures the moment when Prajwal Revanna set foot in the country after being not available for the last 30 days. Now there were several allegations of sexual abuse and objectionable videos. He was then post arrested by the S.I.T. There was already an arrest warrant in his name, and minutes after he landed at Bengaluru's Kempegowda airport, dressed in a grey hoodie jacket, off-white track pants and also white sneakers, he was escorted out of the airport by the police officials around 1:10 a.m. He was straight away taken to the S.I.T. office in Bengaluru, where he was put through preliminary questioning. Now, before his arrival, the JDS MP had filed for anticipatory bail plea, and his plea that has been accessed by Times Now, which goes on to say that the applicant had valid and tenable defence and denies allegations against him. He is also contending that the electronic evidence against him has been fabricated because of political vengeance. He claims that the pictures and videos have been morphed to damage his reputation.
The convoy vehicle is there, cops are stopped. There, Prajwal Revanna is there. Prajwal Revanna is here. Clear visuals of Prajwal Revanna, Madhav. There's there. He's been brought to the S.I.T. office now by the police officials here. So finally, Prajwal Revanna from the airport has been brought clear to the S.I.T. office. The 1 month of wait for the S.I.T. officials are over. 2 notices after blue collar. Prajwal Revanna is finally been brought to the S.I.T. office for further questioning, Madhav. Very clearly, our cameraman is Santosh is brought you that visuals. Clearly, Prajwal Revanna wearing the hoodie didn't look any repentant. Had that same arrogance on him as his when he looked at the media, and now at the S.I.T. office, officials have brought him, and here the entire process starts from now of questioning Prajwal Revanna, of questioning him about the cases brought against him, about the victim's statement, about how he absconded, how long he was there, who helped him in everything. All this will unravel now, and this will be the epicenter for the next coming days in the Karnataka politics.
So those pictures were post-arrest last evening or beyond midnight. Those pictures that were coming from the Bengaluru airport. We'll get you this morning's pictures as well. What happens today as he'll be taken out for a medical test. We are told that the S.I.T. team has, S.I.T. officials have already reached the C.I.D. office this morning, and we've also accessed what would happen next. According to sources, his phone and his passport is likely to be seized. Inside scoop that we are picking up as far as post his arrest, he is also to be produced before the court today within 24 hours of his arrest. Now, that is the update coming in this morning. We also introduce our guest joining us here on the broadcast as we take forward this debate on the morning news. Good morning to you. Mithun Vijay Kumar is with us, political analyst, and we also have Mr. Brijesh Kalappa joining us here. Good morning to both of you. Brijesh Kalappa, sir, it's been over 35 days now, sir. He's finally returned. Of course, the State Home Minister was saying that there is already an arrest warrant in his name, and exactly that had happened. The minute he landed, he was arrested.
No, it's a good thing that he has come, and it's my feeling that he has listened to the words of his esteemed grandfather, the former Prime Minister of India, Mr. H.D. Devegowda. And it's quite heartening to know that despite these extremely serious allegations, and despite his connections, and despite the enormous clout the family wields, this person has come back to face trial and face the consequences of his misdeeds. I think it's very heartening on that count. But yet, the fact that the victims are languishing, the victims of these incidents, events, are at Hassan, and there was a huge rally which was undertaken at Hassan yesterday, which sought to underline the kind of pain that the victims had gone through. And it's not 1 or 2. These are victims in the hundreds. So therefore, their pain also has to kind of be dealt with by the law, because the law has to treat Prajwal Revanna now as an accused, not as the Prime Minister's grandson or an MP himself. And I think this is where the S.I.T. and the courts will kind of show their mettle and show that be you ever so high, the law is above you.
Right, because we also talk about, sir, when it comes to the allegations that were leveled, and it came to a point when it led to a certain blame game, exactly who had access to these videos, who leaked it, the timing and everything that was questioned. And thereafter, are we looking at finally when it comes to some kind of a path where both the centre and the state government were working towards bringing back Prajwal Revanna back home?
No, it does seem so, because the very fact that a very high profile alleged criminal like this returns back without any police action, without Interpol action, is actually, to me, because I've been a long practitioner of law, it seems highly unlikely. I think various factors have contributed to this fugitive of justice coming back and to face trial and to face justice. Because it's I think it does not require mention that at least half a dozen people have left the shores of this country and have never returned. You know, the names are all over. So therefore, it is very heartening on that count that this sitting MP and who's also facing an election, and these allegations have come in just before these elections. Therefore, I think the very fact that he has returned itself means that not just the police system, but various other pressures and influences have actually brought him back.
All right. Mithun, what you have to say, because there was a certain self-shot video of his where he is claiming and he is apologizing to his family, trying to play the victim card, saying that he was under depression, he was distressed, his entire mental health was affected, and he said that everything that has been fabricated, it's morphed, and this is nothing but political vengeance.
See, all that has to be proven in the court of law, and I believe that it's a good thing that he has come back and he is ready to face the trial, just like the fellow panelists said. See, this is a very serious matter. Lives of women are involved. So the best we can do is not to try to politicize the matter like some political parties are already doing, and allow due process to take its own course. And as someone who believes in the Indian judiciary, I am sure that justice will prevail through a thorough and impartial investigation. And both the parties, be it BJP or JDS, they have taken these allegations against Prajwal seriously and recognized the gravity of the situation. And he has been suspended from the party. Serious warning has been given by the JDS Supremo, both at political and family level. So we must allow the legal process to unfold, ensuring just to all the parties are, justice is served to all the parties involved. But there are certain questions, Amita, that the Karnataka state government has to answer, because on April 19th, when the pen drives were leaked, these were dumped at public places across Hassan, Mandya, and Bengaluru rural. So still, police did not take any action. On April 24th, a women's forum writes to the Karnataka State Women's Commission about the videos. So even before the women's forum writes to the government, begging for justice, the state authorities must have acted vigilantly, but that is something we did not see. And then on April 25th, Women's Commission writes to CM and DGP. On April 26th, Prajwal Revanna, casts his vote and leaves the country, crossing all the police checkposts on his way to the airport, and peacefully leaves the nation. So there was a complete failure on the part of the administration. There was a complete failure on the part of the police, is what we can see in the entire timeline. So that's a question that the Karnataka government must be answering. Like why did they
when it comes to Mr. Kalapa, if you want to take forward that questions that Mithun has been raising, just recently we're looking at that searches were conducted on part of the S.I.T at the MP quarters. After so long, as far as almost 30 days that have been passed at the MP headquarters, where these searches were taking place, bed sheets, towels, we are told all of those things that were seized. This is when, do you believe that the investigation was picking up pace, knowing that he will be eventually returning?
Maybe so, may not be so, but I think, this is not a political panel, and I'm not here as a political person, although I've been in a political party. But I think let the politics be done by politicians, because if there is anything to be termed as blame, insofar as the state government is concerned, I think the central government is also equally has not come out smelling very nice in the whole bargain, because after all, he's an MP. After all, he has a diplomatic passport. And, they are also partners with the BJP. So I don't think it's very fair to now say that this party did this and this party did this and the state government did not do this and the central government did this and all that. I don't think. See, first thing is the very fact that he has come back, and this is not a political panel. So I think let's just stick to facts and see what the ramifications of his return are, and let's try to understand the implications of this return and the fact that now the trial will pick up pace.
Right, but because Mithun, it eventually did happen right at the beginning of this, as you mentioned, that there were several questions that were being raised. Of course, there was an alliance that was being worked out between the BJP and the JDS, and this happened right in the middle of the election season. The blame game, of course, that happened. Mr. Brijesh Kalapa doesn't want to talk much about politics that seems to have happened, but the blame game, and of course, the Prime Minister's direct assurance came in there if someone is guilty of such kind of an action would be punished. That is how are we looking at some semblance when it comes to the Karnataka government, their action that has been initiated on a part of the centre, because BJP till today has been seeking for a CBI probe.
See, when a crime is reported in a state, or when the first instance of the crime comes out in a state, I believe it is the responsibility of the state authorities to act on that. I was not trying to politicize the matter or take it to a political debate. All I was questioning was the role of the authorities. What did they do when the crime took place? I was actually mentioning the timeline of events. I'm not, trying to blame any government or any party for that. Although the Congress party is, actively attacking BJP using this. All I'm asking is, why did the Karnataka? Why was there a delay in taking an action? Because by December, I believe last year, he had got the injunction order. But that did not stop the police from acting on this. They could have taken a suo motu cognizance and investigated the matter. Why was there a delay? So who wanted to politicize this? That's a bigger question we should be asking, because that's something the public wants to know. Such a huge crime, almost 2,900 videos of women being exploited that gets leaked, and those women are the actual victims because now their faces have been revealed. These pen drives are available. These were dropped at random places. So how did such a crime take place? How was this, taken to the next level of publicity? But still the police was not acting on that. Politicians were aware of it. Media was aware of it. But
of course,
still
those
nothing
questions
happened.
Still remain and are part of the investigation. But Mr. Kalapa, sir, legal question as far as now that he's been arrested, he's been taken into custody. Will his anticipatory bail plea still hold ground, sir?
No, now that he has come, there's no question of anticipatory bail because the event has already occurred and there are FIRs registered. So he'll have to go for regular bail now. And now that he has, because this is not an event where, the police were still, or rather the accused was still anticipating arrest on account of the event. Because now FIRs are registered, I think more than 4 FIRs are registered for rape, and all these other, FIRs, one for missing person and all of them. So therefore, I don't think it's a question of now anticipatory bail. He'll have to go for regular bail. And I don't think honestly, in my reading of the law of so many years, I don't think the courts will be so proactive in giving him or enlarging him on bail. I think it'll be at least a good couple of months for him to kind of reveal his entire story, tell the investigating officers what exactly happened in each of those cases. And then I think subsequently, maybe two months thereafter only, he can possibly hope to get some semblance.
Well, looking at the gravity of the case and when it comes to such kind of an incident that have been reported, remains to be seen if the S.I.T would be asking for how much days of custody as far as this interrogation is concerned. We are told that today, within 24 hours of arrest, that he will be produced before the court. Mithun, thank you very much. Kalapa sir, thank you very much to you as well for joining us here on the Morning News.